Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the fourth quarter podcast. We're back with another episode of the fourth quarter talks. I believe this is episode 5. Jax did the last episode. I was out of town. Thankfully, he did it for me. Shout out to Jax. But today we are joined by another guest. It is Sleet. He is a Packers fan. So today is it's gonna be fun getting into that game. As I'm a Niners fan, he's a Packers. First things first, we're gonna go through how my picks did last week, and I went 1 for 4 last week. So I went 6-0 on my wild card, 6-0, went undefeated in the wild card, and then I went 1 for 4. One game I got right was the Rams game. I got the rest wrong. The Bills lost, the Titans lost, and the Packers lost. I think Jax went 2 for 2 or 3 on 1 of the two. And does my fourth quarter comeback count? So my fourth quarter comeback I picked, I believe, was the Rams to come back and beat the Bucks, right? In the fourth quarter. They were tied, and the Rams went down the field and scored a game-winning field goal. Does that count as a fourth quarter comeback or no? Doesn't? Okay, so I'm 0 for 7.
They weren't down.
Yeah, they weren't down. It was tied. Yeah, whatever.
Kind of dominating.
All right. But we're going to get into this week's topic, starting off with all the divisional round games. Ryan Tannehill flops terribly, and then the Bengals win. You had the Bengals winning this game. I had the Titans winning this game, and I had the Titans winning this game because of the run game and a better defense. But you have Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback, you're not going to win a game, apparently.
But I called that Derrick Henry wasn't going to be as dangerous.
Yeah, dude did nothing. I think he had 60 yards on 20 carries. It was bad. He didn't do anything. But Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions, and they only lost by 3.
Okay, but those interceptions weren't completely his fault. The first one, 100% his fault. But that last one, all on that receiver.
Yeah, no.
Lob that.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, it's like what the Browns did against the Packers. Your quarterback has been struggling this whole game, throwing picks, balls getting tipped, and you're still going to trust him to pass. That's a coach thing, in my opinion. And if I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm not going to put the hands in that quarterback's. I'm not going to put the game in that quarterback's hands. I mean, this quarterback has been struggling the entire game long. And then you're like, okay, game-winning drive, we'll give the ball to you. No, give the ball to Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How much time was left when they
20 seconds left when they gave the interception up.
Yeah, so they kind of had to pass if they wanted to win that game.
They had 3 timeouts, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they had all 3 timeouts, or at least 2 timeouts.
You still can't really run there. Probably shouldn't have thrown it over the middle, though.
Yeah.
And
go to the outside.
Triple coverage or whatever it was.
It was an ugly throw, in my opinion. I think they lost because of Ryan Tannehill. That defense had 9 sacks. Or was it 8? It was 8 or 9 sacks.
It was 9. Burrow got beat up.
Dude,
he got bullied in that pocket.
Joe Shiesty got clapped in that pocket. That dude was getting destroyed back there. The Titans defense literally did whatever they could. They held them to 16 points up until the game winner, which is a really explosive offense. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, to hold them to under 20 points is pretty impressive, and the Titans lost still. If I told you that the Titans would be held to 19 points, would you think they would have won this game? If I told you,
I didn't think they were gonna win.
I mean, never mind. The Bengals. If I told you the Bengals only scored 19 points in this game, would you say the Bengals would still win it?
I mean, probably not.
I don't know.
They feel like they're a high-scoring team that they have to win after scoring high points, and they kind of got held a bunch in this game.
Which is why I can't believe the Titans lost. Can't believe it. Bengals, congrats though, dude. Joe Burrow. Oh my god, dude. Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr, whatever you want to call him. Joe Burr. Dude he's nasty. He throws some dots back there. That last one at Jamar Chase.
Oh, that was his best pass of the game, and he waited till the very end to do it.
Yeah. Because he struggled in that pocket because offensive line is atrocious. He struggled back there.
That's an understatement.
Worst offensive line in the league?
No, definitely not.
It's there though, right? It's close. Okay.
Close.
But you had the Bengals winning, so congrats. I had the Titans winning. Massive L for me. But we're gonna move on to the other Saturday game. The Niners special team and defense comes up big in a win against the Packers, 13-10. What did we I had no idea what we just witnessed when I watched that game.
When I saw that blocked punt, my jaw dropped, and at that very moment, I was like, "Oh, we're done. We aren't winning this game." I knew it, dude. The expression on my face completely changed, and I sat there and just watched as we blew another playoff game. It's every year. Like we're done. It's every year we do this.
We'll get into your guys' future in a little bit. We're gonna talk about this game some more. I had us losing this game. And then up until the blocked punt, the blocked punt, I was like, nah, this game's over. We're not winning this game. This offense can't do anything. They have the points. We have 3 points. No, we're not winning this game. And then the freaking blocked punt happens. And then it's tied. Just like that. The game was tied. And when that happened, I was like, okay, we're winning this game.
There was the play where Rodgers threw to Devontae in double coverage.
Allen Lazard wide open.
St. Brown.
Or was it St. Brown?
Yeah, St. Brown. Both of them were open, wide open. And he throws double coverage into Adams.
And it was almost picked off. It was almost picked off.
Yeah. That's the biggest issue I've had with Rodgers. I feel like he just always stares down Devontae and will not throw to any other receiver. Yeah. Because Allen Lazard, wide open. St. Brown had his man beat by like a few steps. Both would have been high yards. And he
field goal range, probably in field goal range.
Yeah, and he fucked us.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll talk about Aaron in a little bit. But that defense, it was easy. Like after the first drive, all we had to do was make sure Devontae Adams didn't get the football and you guys were shut down.
Yeah.
Which that should not happen when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
The 49ers D-line did a lot better than I thought they were going to do against the Packers O-line. Especially with Bosa and Fred Warner coming off of the injuries in that game. They definitely did better than what I expected them to.
Fred Warner played his best game in a while. I honestly...
How many times did they sack Rodgers?
I think they sacked Rodgers 5 times. I think Eric Armstead had 2. Yeah. Nick Bosa had 2. And Samson Ebukon had 1. You guys sacked Jimmy G 4 times, though, which is...
Yeah, but it's...
Rashawn Gary had 2. Because,
you guys never capitalized off them.
Yeah,
they were big sacks most of the time, too.
They were on third downs.
Jimmy G also threw some really risky passes.
He threw like 4 pick sixes, and none of them got picked off.
One, Eric Stokes completely ignored the ball and just went for the tackle, and that would have been a pick 6. I think that was like the biggest one that would have probably won us the game. And
Anytime Jimmy threw in the flats, it was like, all right, it's just a pick 6 waiting to happen.
I think the cold plus his injury probably didn't help it. But
also, he's not good in the first place. He's not good in the first place.
Yeah, he's not good in the first place. But he should be better next week against the Rams.
I hope so.
Of being better weather.
I hope so, man. All right, we're going to get into your guys' future. Was that Aaron Rodgers' last game?
I don't know if it's his last game. I'm sure it's his last game as a Packer, though.
That's what I meant. I don't see any. Is that his last game as a Packer?
Most definitely. There's like a 1 in a million chance I see him coming back to Green Bay.
Why do you think he's gonna leave?
He said in his post-game interview that he doesn't want to be in Green Bay for a rebuild. And at the point we are with cap space and all the players we're gonna lose, a rebuild is like our only option at this point.
So where do you think Aaron's going to go? NFC, AFC?
I actually have a few teams that I think he would go to. If we trade him, I think Broncos are the best trade for us because they have a high pick and we can just snag that. But I could also see him just retiring because there's talks of Brady retiring, Ben retiring. mean, it's kind of like the last generation of those quarterbacks, so you might
Yeah.
just join them.
You just called me on Discord, by the way.
I did.
Gross. But yeah, no. I think that was Brady's last game. Just the way he walked off the field, he was just he did
That
not
was
look
a tough
happy.
game for them to lose
It was a tough
because
game
he
because
almost came back.
you guys had multiple opportunities to beat us to put this game away, and he couldn't do it.
It was tough.
I mean, I know you guys want to blame your special teams for the blocked punt and for the blocked field goal, but at the same time, your MVP quarterback had multiple opportunities to put this game away.
It's the same situation with the Cowboys game. We had opportunities. It's actually more like the Buccaneers game last year. We had opportunities to put the game away, and we didn't. And it's kind of what we do, is choke when it matters the most and give up opportunities. We didn't deserve to win that game.
I don't think we deserve to win that game either. I just think it was luck, if I'm being honest.
I mean, out of the two teams, 49ers definitely deserved it more just because of how bad we played. We deserved to lose that.
Our offense played bad, but our defense and special teams both played really good. Your guys' offense played bad, and only your defense played good. So I guess when you look at the three sides of football, we had two better than you. So, I mean, I guess so. I didn't expect us to win the game at all. I thought we were going to lose. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to torch us in that cold. And I knew our run game wasn't going to succeed as well. So I didn't think we really had a shot at winning that game. The entire time I was like, we're going to lose. It's okay. We beat the Cowboys. I'll take that and walk away. And now we're in the NFC Championship, which is crazy. The future of Davante Adams. Do you think Davante stays in Green Bay? Do you think he follows A-Rod, or do you think he goes wherever he wants to go? Like, what do you think is going to go on with Davante Adams? Do you think they franchise tag him and then he sits? Like, what's going to happen?
I don't think he'll accept a franchise tag. Well, I guess does he have a choice to accept a franchise tag?
He does not.
Yeah,
but he has a choice not to play. So you can franchise tag him and he'll sit out.
If we franchise tag, I feel like it's a waste of money. We're not in a cap space to like franchise tag anyone right now. We should just let him go and start the rebuild process, because he'll probably end up going to the Raiders, because I think he wants to play with Derek Carr, because they played in
State alumni.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
What jersey do you have of a player from the Packers? What jersey do you have?
I have none. I'm poor.
You don't have any Packer jerseys?
No.
What? If you were to have a Packers jersey, who would you want? A-Rod?
AJ Dillon. Quadzilla.
He got injured, dude. If I don't think he's injured, you guys have a better shot at winning that game, because Aaron Jones couldn't get anything on the ground. That dude was struggling.
Aaron Jones, he posted on Instagram that a lot of people were blaming him for the loss, and he did like a lot better than most of our offensive players did. So I don't know why
he was your only offensive weapon after the first drive. I mean, you would just throw it to him and he would get a first down. I mean, in the run game, he did nothing in the run game, but in the passing game, dude had like 70 or 100 receiving yards. I don't know, dude went off.
We had that big catch to him at the end of like the second quarter.
Yep.
When we got that field goal, and that was like it was
a blocked field goal. Actually, we blocked it.
Yeah, that's right, you guys.
Yeah. Hey, I was at the game at the beginning of the year, week 3, and we lost to a game-winning field goal. So I'm happy that we won to a game-winning field goal. So now you feel the pain, except yours was in the playoffs, not regular season.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
All right.
I'll see Rodgers play.
We're gonna stay on this topic because you're a Packers fan, I'm a Niners fan. So we talk about the Packers. We're gonna talk about the Niners and their future now. Jimmy G's their quarterback, right? You guys lost to Jimmy G. You lost to Jimmy G. I'm sorry, but you guys lost to Jimmy G. I'm sorry.
We lost to Deebo Samuel and George Kittle.
But Jimmy G was the quarterback.
Deebo Samuel's a different breed, dude.
He's a god. He's still getting disrespected. People are still calling him not a top 5 wide receiver.
No, he's definitely top 5.
It's so rude. Anyways, Jimmy G, we all know his limitations. We know he's literally the only thing holding back this team. Because, I mean, the weapons are there, the run game is there, the coaching is there, the defense is there. Everything is there but Jimmy G. He's just, like, awkward. You know what I mean? Like, he's like the awkward middle child in the family who doesn't fit in. He's just
Just
there.
average. He's an
Yeah.
average quarterback in an elite team.
Yeah. So my question is, we play the Rams this week in the NFC Championship game, one game away from the Super Bowl. One, do you think the Niners can overcome Jimmy Garoppolo and his limitations this week? And two, how long do you think the 49ers team can continue to overcome his limitations?
Well, I think with this week, it won't be the thing with Jimmy G. Like, I know you want Trey Lance to start in a lot of these games. With playoffs, it's definitely Jimmy G's the right choice.
No, I agree.
He has more
He's the right
experience.
choice. Trey Lance would panic in the
And
playoffs, I think.
I don't think I think Kyle Shanahan's offense works with Jimmy G because he's not asked to do a lot in that offense. He has like perfect things around him. If he keeps a good game plan going, I don't see his limitations being an issue for you guys the rest of the playoffs.
So you think that we could continue to overcome how bad he is because how good the rest of the team is?
Yes. If you guys use Debo a bunch, you guys should be fine.
I mean, I hope you're right because I don't know how much longer we can overcome these limitations, if I'm being honest. I don't know how much longer we can go into the red zone and watch this absolute fraud throw a pick. I don't know how much longer we can do it. I really don't.
How much money is he taking from you guys right
25 million. 25 freaking million. 25 million.
Robbed.
He is a literal thief.
It's going to be difficult for you guys to trade him in the offseason unless you guys restructure
Who's going
his
to want
contract.
that contract? Nobody's going to want that contract.
You guys are going to have to do something where you pay off a bunch of it and then give it.
No. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to win the Super Bowl, and then everybody's going to want him.
No. I don't see you guys. You guys traded way too much to get Trey Lance.
I agree.
To start Jimmy G next year. What all did you give up for Trey Lance? Didn't you give up several first-round picks?
And a third round.
Yeah, no way you guys aren't going to use him. You guys have to.
Jimmy has to go next season no matter what happens. I feel like if we win the Super Bowl, no matter what happens, Jimmy is gone next year. There's no way you can keep him around. But I'm excited for him to leave and sad at the same time. I'm sad because after John Harbaugh left, this team was in shambles. Literally one of the worst teams every single year in the NFL. And then here comes this absolute handsome man, right? This like beautiful human being, right? He comes in and for 5 games, he balls out. You're like, oh my God, we have a quarterback. And then he tears ACL and then he comes back. We go to Super Bowl. And then he's trash. He's garbage. He's actually not good. He's just an average quarterback. And you're like, dang it, dude. Like he gave me this hope, and he gives it again this year. Like, I hate him. I love him. It's a love-hate relationship with him. I can't wait for him to be gone though. I can't wait for the Trey Lance era. If we make the Super Bowl, I don't know if we can overcome Jimmy G because the same thing happened 2 years ago when we played the Chiefs. We couldn't overcome Jimmy G and how bad he was, and the Chiefs came back. So
unless you guys play the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
I think we beat the Bengals if we play them in the Super Bowl just because how good our pass rush is.
Yeah, that's if you guys play the Bengals in the Super Bowl, that's your best shot at beating them.
Yeah.
Or winning the Super Bowl.
All right, we're gonna move on to the Sunday games. Now the Saturday games, they were like, okay, cool, close games, game-winning field goals. And then the Sunday games happened. I wasn't depressed, but okay. And then the Sunday games happened, and you were like, is this the best weekend of football we ever gotten? The Rams almost choke.
Sunday night might have been like
the best game ever.
Oh my God. I can't believe they almost choked that game.
Lost it to Timothy Brady and the Buccaneers. They were this close. Because in my opinion, I think if the Bucs get the ball in overtime, it's game. It's game. If the Bucs get the ball in overtime, it's game. The Rams are out. But Cooper Kupp, MMG Jr. out here, just runs a go route. He just runs up the seams, right? And then Cooper Kupp's like, okay. I mean, Matthew Stafford's like, okay, and he just throws it to him.
He threw that off his back foot too, didn't he?
And he had like 4 steps ahead of Anton Wood. I don't know what the defense was. I don't
It
know
feels like
what that
Cooper Kupp
was.
has done that so many times this year where he'll just run like a streak and they'll just leave him wide open for whatever
I don't
reason.
know why. I don't
And
know either.
Stafford is talented enough to hit him in stride so he doesn't have to
He's
slow down or
accurate.
anything. And he's perfectly fine after that.
This game was a mix of emotions because, of course, we know the Niners are in the NFC Championship by the time this game happens, right? And so I'm like, do I want to play the Rams? Do I want to play the Bucks? Do I want to play the Rams? Do I want to play the Bucks? It was tough watching this game. I would have preferred to play the Bucks because they are in shambles when it comes to injuries. They literally have Mike Evans and nobody else. Their offensive line is down in the dirt, but their run defense was good, which is why I was like,
When has not having weapons though stopped Brady? I mean, at New England, Julian Edelman was his number one receiver for a while.
that's and he had was
I don't think lack of receivers is an issue for Brady.
but a lack of O-line is, and he doesn't have an O-line.
Yeah.
Tristan Wirfs out.
And with how good the Rams pass rushes, it just didn't really seem like it was going to happen. I called Rams winning.
I called Rams winning too,
right.
just because I just felt like Stafford wanted it more than Brady. I don't know what it was. I just had this feeling that the Rams wanted it more.
I want Stafford to get a ring.
I don't want Stafford to get a ring.
He worked his. Well, yeah, you don't because he has to get through you guys, but that man has his career. Anyone deserves the left place.
You're lagging a bit. Hold up. All right, repeat what you just said about Stafford deserving a ring.
If anyone that's left in the playoffs deserves a ring, Stafford is the one that deserves it.
Or George Kittle. But yeah, no, the Rams squeezing. No, stop. We just swapped Robert Tanya and George Kittle.
I'll give you Aaron Rodgers for George Kittle.
The Rams squeeze it out. Brady almost did what he did in the Super Bowl like 4 years ago. That was crazy.
I saw the 27-3 and I had flashbacks. I was like, he's gonna do this.
Dude, I thought he was too. I was like, this game's over, and there was 6 minutes left, and I was like, Dad, you can't say that. You can't say that. And then there was it was like Leonard Fournette should not have scored. The second he scored, I was like, nope, he shouldn't have done that.
At the same time, though, if they run down that clock, there's a chance they wouldn't have scored at all.
Here's the thing, though. Look who your quarterback is. If you don't have faith in your quarterback to score, you have 4 tries by the 5-yard line or even the 1-yard line to score, and you don't. I mean, I don't know. If you have to have trust in your quarterback to score, because I wouldn't have trust.
Yeah,
in
it would probably have been a better idea
all game long. Would you rather have the ball in the defense's hands or the ball in Tom Brady's hands? I'm gonna pick Tom Brady's hands because that defense was struggling all game, and they put up 27 points on their head. I would have said, get this first down and go down. Just get this first down. Let's chew this clock down. Because the second Stafford got the ball back, I was like, y'all made a mistake.
Cam Akers fumbling that ball really.
I think Cam Akers is like a very big fan of Tom Brady, and he had a lot of money on the Bucks. I think he bet his life earnings on the Bucks. Like he went to FanDuel and he was like, I want the Bucks to win. Twice, yes. Cooper Kupp fumbled too. I think that man had money on the Bucks too, but he was like, "No, I want a ring instead." The script.
And then the final drive with the Rams. I don't know what Sean McVay was doing because wasn't the first play just like some super short run in that final drive? Like he wasn't even going to try to win.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
I think it was
blacked out because it was so intense.
Because I was confused as why he wasn't going to try to win it. And then they called the timeout and then bombed a pass.
I didn't like the timeout on third down when the Bucks almost got a first down but did it, and then McVay called the timeout. I didn't like it because what if they overturned that? Then you probably just lost the game.
Yeah, I thought that whenever it was 4th and 1. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and he called the timeout then, and then they kept looking at the play.
Yeah, I was kind of confused about that because, like, it could have been a first down.
Yes. It was the
And he
script.
was like called a timeout, and it was the most pointless one. That was on the level of the Chargers timeout that they call in the
Yes.
Raiders game.
Because guess what? Then the Bucks scored anyways. Didn't even matter.
Playoff Lenny's different when it mattered.
Playoff Lenny is different. All right. That game was whatever. It was a good game. And then we get to watch the best NFL game ever in the history of NFL games. The Chiefs squeezed it out in overtime to beat Joshua Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Let's just get a moment of silence for Joshua, please. Man's fought. He did everything he could.
I wanted to cry after that loss.
Was that worse than the Packers losing?
Yeah, I was so sad. I was so sad, dude. That was the only thing that could have made my weekend better after Packers losing and Rodgers going to be gone and everything. And the Chiefs just had to ruin it for me.
I remember earlier on in the season, you changed your profile picture to Josh Allen, right?
Yes.
And you were like,
I did that again before.
And then they started doing bad. And then you did it. And then you did it before this game, and then they lost. So I think you cursed.
Nah, bro. We got to talk about how you saved that game at the end with you calling the game.
You're like, Dumbo, say something, please. And I was like, I had the Bills winning, but it doesn't look like it. Gabriel Davis touchdown, 13 seconds left.
Gabriel Davis was insane in this game.
Literal God. 201 yards, I think, 4 touchdowns. Who even is this dude? Who is Gabriel Davis?
You don't know who Gabriel Davis is?
No, I know who he was. He was a rookie last year.
I hope so. He was a rookie last year?
Yeah, I think this is his second year.
He played insane last year. He just had like one of the best games. He had the best game ever. Set the record? Yeah.
He set the record
of any wide receiver in the playoffs.
Stephon Diggs had 7 yards.
Revenge game my ass. Yeah.
The way he was standing out there like this, and then Mans put up 7 yards. Whew.
I wouldn't say that's his fault, though. I feel like he got really pressured more than any other receiver on that team.
Yeah. But the Bills have a bright future. Josh Allen's a god. But we're going to talk about this overtime rule stuff because after last night, Twitter went berserk. Twitter was going crazy. Oh and it's because everybody hates the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the new age Patriots. Nobody likes the Chiefs. That's why.
Except Chiefs fans.
Except for Chiefs fans, yes, and people who think Patrick Mahomes is hot. It's a thing, trust me.
Okay.
So Twitter went crazy, and they're like, change the NFL rules. And then there's some people who are like, no, the NFL rules are fine. I even tweeted out the NFL OT rules need to change. After last night, I've had some thoughts to process it, and I've changed my opinion. But you think the NFL rules should change. So tell me why you think they should change.
I also changed my opinion since last night.
Oh, okay. So you don't think they should change?
I have mixed feelings about this. I think in playoffs, they should. I think regular season, they're fine the way they are. But playoffs mean too much, I feel like. And it's whether a team's season is going to end or not, or whether they're going to go to a Super Bowl, anything like that. I feel like they should change in the playoffs to just play a full normal quarter. And then at the end of it, whoever has the lead goes on.
So you think they should add an extra quarter, 15-minute quarter, and whoever has the lead moves on?
I wouldn't say 15 minutes. Because one thing I saw people talking about is that the players' health, they're already like weak and stuff. They're tired after 4 quarters. They could get really hurt if they do another full one. So I would shorten the quarter, but I think another quarter is necessary. Or they could go with college's rules with starting on a yard line and stuff, because that could also prevent injuries.
Yeah, no. So after the game last night, I was really upset. I was like, Josh Allen did everything he could, and he didn't even get a chance at the end. His trash defense, how do you make a stop? We all knew they weren't going to make a stop. Everybody said whoever wins this coin flip is going to win the game. Everybody said it. Everybody knew it was going to happen. And so, I don't know. I think, in my opinion, football is a team sport. The best teams move on. if your defense couldn't get a stop with 13 seconds left, if your defense couldn't stop them in overtime, then your team doesn't deserve to move on. As much as Josh Allen deserves to move on, the rest of your team doesn't. And the quarterback isn't your team. You're a team. It's
That's
like
the thing.
Chargers. It's like the Chargers. Justin Herbert played out of his mind that last game. Crazy. Yeah. But his defense could not do crap that entire game.
Receivers couldn't catch a ball either.
Exactly. As much as Justin Herbert deserved the playoffs, the Chargers themselves did not deserve the playoffs because they didn't play the way they should in that last game. Just like this game. As much as Josh Allen, freaking 9 touchdowns in 2 playoff games, no turnovers, no interceptions, crazy playoff stats. As much as he deserved to play in the NFC Championship, that defense did not. That defense was pathetic. 13 seconds left and he allowed a field goal.
That's the thing. People were upset about the overtime rules, but it's the same situation as people are upset that the ref ran into Dak at the end of that play. Why would you run a quarterback run with 14 seconds left? That's the same. It's the same principle.
Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Exactly.
You don't.
They should have never played so soft.
Exactly.
They should have. I don't think they should have had him fully pressed, but when they're back all the way like 10 yards behind the first down marker, that's an issue. And I feel like because my dad's a Bills fan, so I end up watching all the Bills games. I feel like that's something they do in situations towards an end of a game when they have leads all the time. Their defensive coordinator backs everyone up to try not to give up too big of a play and then ends up doing the exact thing because he hasn't backed up. At some point, someone has to change with that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's just terrible defensive play calling. It's the Chiefs. You don't play like that. You play normal defense and you make sure they don't get anything over the top or anything over the middle because freaking Tyreek Hill just took that touchdown. It was like a 10-yard catch and he took it all the way to the house.
Bills also suffered a lot from not having Tre'Davious White.
Yeah, he left,
him being out killed that team. Something like, I think it was towards the end of the season. Yeah, it was like on the second half of the season. And then no one even was talking about Tyrann Mathieu was out the whole game. And Chiefs defense probably suffered big time from that. A lot of those plays were Gabriel Davis destroyed.
Because there was no
safeties. Tyrann Mathieu.
Freaking Daniel Sorensen out there. Who the hell's... I mean, we know how bad Daniel Sorensen is, so of course. But yeah, no, I was upset last night. I was tweeting out change overtime rules, but I think the overtime rules, they're not fine as they are, but I understand why they have them the way they are. Player health, player safety, and the fact that if your defense can't get a stop, maybe you don't deserve the playoffs.
And the overtime rules are done by the NFL Players Association. So that's like them making that rule. It's not the NFL deciding what the rule is.
3 years ago, the Chiefs proposed to change the rule, and everybody voted against it. So, I mean...
Josh Allen said in his post-game interview that he wasn't upset about, like, the rule or anything because if the Bills would have won, they would have been out there celebrating like that. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And I guarantee you nobody on Twitter would be like, change the rules. I guarantee you. Because it's Josh Allen. Everybody loves Josh Allen. Nobody likes the Chiefs.
I would have rather watched that game again, though, than any other Super Bowl that we're going to have this year. Because I saw it was on NFL memes. They're like, let's just have a best-of-7 series between this team for the Super Bowl. And I agree. That was the best game I've ever watched.
I honestly didn't think it was going to be a shootout. But, I mean, they proved me wrong. I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game. Not low-scoring, but I thought it was going to stay in the 20s.
The game was bad for my health.
I didn't. I was asleep for most of that game. I watched the first quarter and then fell asleep second and woke up in the third quarter with 9 minutes left and watched the rest of that game. I know, what an experience.
It took 10 years off my life watching Chiefs. Those two go back and forth. Didn't they score like 25 points in the last 2 minutes?
I think it was 25 points in the last
total
114 seconds, I think it was, or something like that. Some crazy stat, dude.
That's insane.
Who's gonna stop the Chiefs?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. You think Joe? No, they're not. That Chiefs
Yes,
pass
they
is
are.
actually really good on Melvin Ingram, Frank Clark, and Chris Jones. They're not gonna do crap.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Dude.
Wait
Okay,
till
so
next week. I have Bengals locked
since we're
in.
on this topic, let's move on to Sleep's game picks. Now, there's not a lot to talk about. There's literally the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship. We'll start off with the NFC Championship for you. Do you have the Niners or the Rams advancing to the bowl?
Rams.
Okay. Why do you have the
Why are you
Rams?
so shocked? Stafford is on the brink of doing something he's never been able to do. And watching how he played in the Bucs game, I don't see him letting it slip away from him. And Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't think he can play how he played against the Packers against the Rams. I don't think they'll let that happen. You guys do have a chance, though. I'm not saying it's impossible.
Yeah.
You guys are like
but you have
the Rams kryptonite.
You have the better quarterback winning, which is fair. I don't blame you.
Yes.
Bengals.
I also have Cooper Kupp just destroying you guys over the top a bunch. Because isn't Thomas out?
He has a bruised knee. He should most likely be back this week because he was almost good to go against the Packers. Bengals and Chiefs. You have the Bengals winning.
Yep.
Why the hell do you have the Bengals winning?
It's a prayer. I just don't want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
You're just starting a prayer.
Honestly, it was different. It's whenever people are saying the Bills were going to win because they won earlier in the season, it's not the same thing as saying Bengals are going to win because the Bengals just beat the Chiefs. Like
the Bengals,
a few weeks ago.
got lucky with those stupid flags. I'm sorry, those flags should not have been called. That was all luck.
Joe Shiesty is different. I'm calling it.
Well, I'm not going to give my picks for the 49ers game yet. I'll save that for Thursday and Friday when I do a Niners talk. But I will give my pick for the Bengals and Chiefs. I have the Chiefs winning this game, frankly, because the Chiefs have the better quarterback. The Chiefs have the better defense. The Chiefs have the better O-line.
Quarterback.
Bro, come on. You're not going to tell me Joe Shiesty is better than Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert's better than Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow has more playoff wins than
that
Justin
is true.
Herbert.
But I think Joe Burrow also has a better team built around him.
I would say their teams are about evenly built.
Yeah. I just think Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. I mean,
Justin Herbert doesn't have his Jamar Chase.
It's like the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers debate. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, but Aaron Rodgers is a more talented quarterback. I think Joe Burrow is obviously going to have more accolades, but I think Justin Herbert's a better quarterback. We'll have a debate about that later on in the off season. But yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes is just going to destroy that defense. I don't think he's going to play around like they did in week 17 or whenever it was. Also, that Chiefs pass rush, I think is going to feast on Joseph Burrow. Melvin Ingram in the past couple weeks has been really good, actually. Melvin Ingram has stepped up. I thought that trade was nothing. I was like, oh my God, they got Melvin Ingram. Whoa, what's he going to do? No,
he saved the Broncos from beating the Chiefs.
He's been really good. Yeah, no, he's actually been putting up in some work. Chris Jones is one of the best defensive tackles in this game. Frank Clark, I think he's a little overrated. But, I mean, against that terrible pass protection, he's going to get a sack or two probably. And then the Chiefs linebackers are really good. And if Tyrann Mathieu can play, they have a good secondary too, I think. I don't know. If Tyrann Mathieu doesn't play, I might take the Bengals. Like, I might switch later on in the week and take the Bengals if Daniel Sorensen is out there. Like, that might change everything if Daniel Sorensen has to guard Jamar Chase down the field. But as of right now, I'm taking the Chiefs to win this game, and they're going to advance to their third consecutive Super Bowl, sadly. As much as I don't want them to, they probably are.
If Bengals line can protect Burrow, I think the Bengals have a pretty good chance of winning. But that's a big if after seeing how bad they did against Titans. But, I mean, the Chiefs have played the same amount of games as the Bengals have, and the Titans literally had a whole bye week. So that defense was rested. Bengals O-line was already tired. So I feel like they'll be more evenly matched this week.
Also, another reason why I'm picking the Chiefs is experience. These guys have been here time and time again. This is the first time Joe Burrow has been in the playoffs. The first time he's been in the AFC Championship. The first time Jamar Chase has been here. The first time a lot of these guys have been here, and I don't think they understand, like, there's a lot of pressure in these games. It's not like a regular season game. It is a completely different type of environment, and I don't know if they're up for it. I really don't. I know the Chiefs are. The Chiefs have been here before.
See, seeing how Burrow's played, I don't think the pressure gets to him that much. It definitely gets to him, but you think he's also played in like big college games, the national championship. I don't think the pressure affects him as much as it would affect someone like Justin Herbert in the playoffs
or Jimmy G.
Someone like Jalen Hurts. Jimmy G has no excuse to be affected by pressure. That man's been there multiple times.
And he has the worst quarterback rated in the fourth quarter. Man has a 19.4 QBR in the fourth quarter in the playoffs. God. He is so bad. Oh my gosh.
Incredible.
I tweeted out earlier.
Will say.
Go ahead.
I will say about the Bengals game. I was super impressed the past 2 weeks with how the Bengals secondary has played. If they can play to the level they've been playing, I think that like they have to play to that level if they want to beat the Chiefs, because they were like ass during the regular season. They were like average at best, and then in the playoffs they've looked great. Mike Hilton's looked great. He made that insane was it Mike Hilton that made that insane interception on Ryan Tannehill?
I don't know. I didn't really watch that game.
You didn't?
No, I fell asleep during it again, I think.
Oh my God.
It was boring. No, I was on TikTok the entire time, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no. I tweeted out earlier that if Jimmy G can beat the Rams, I'm not allowed to slander him for a week. Because after the last time Jimmy G beat the Rams, I didn't slander him. I was like, no Jimmy G slander for the week. I didn't slander him. And then after the Cowboys game and after the Packers game, I've been slandering him all freaking 2 weeks on Twitter. But if he goes 7-0 against the Rams and advances to Super Bowl next week, I will not slander Jimmy G again on this channel for the whole week next week. I won't slander him. Or on my Twitter, it'll be praise Jimmy G a week.
You actually slipped up and slandered Jimmy G in the group chat at one point.
Did I really?
That Rams week. Yes.
What did I say?
I don't remember, but we called you out on it right away, or Terry did, because he got upset.
Why does he defend Jimmy G? I would never understand why this man will sit on his grave and defend Jimmy G. I don't know why. His profile picture is literally upset. Jimmy G with the goat on its head. Like, what? This dude's insane.
I'm more upset that at the beginning of the year that I was like genuinely kind of pressed that we didn't take the Jimmy Garoppolo trade for Rodgers, because they remember that trade rumor or it wasn't a rumor, it was an actual trade that was offered. We were going to get a bunch of stuff out of that, and I was like, oh yeah, I would have taken that. And after seeing Garoppolo, how he played, I definitely don't think I would have taken that.
I don't think any team in the NFL wants Garoppolo.
Washington.
They actually might be good with Garoppolo because they have a good running game and a good defense.
That's where I have him going if he gets traded this offseason as Washington. Because Washington, I'm pretty sure they also have a lot of money freed up too.
Anyways, we hate Jimmy G. We're going to talk about our fourth quarter comebacks. I'm not allowed to pick mine yet because once again, I only have the Chiefs and Bengals game picked. So I don't want to give my fourth quarter comeback yet because there's still another game I have to pick. But who do you think is going to be down in the fourth quarter and that they're just going to come out and have a game-winning drive and win?
Mm-hmm.
Or not even a game-winning drive. Just at one point in the fourth quarter, they're going to be down and then they're going to take the lead and win the game. You think the Bengals? Do you think Joe Shiesty has the ice in his veins?
I don't think the Bengals are going to like lead a bunch during that game. But if the Bengals are going to win, I think it's going to be a last-second thing, just like this last game, where the Bengals go into like a different mode and just destroy the Chiefs defense.
You are riding this Bengals train, and if they make it to the Super Bowl, I will give you applaud, because even in the past, even before this Titans game, you're like Joe Shiesty.
If Bengals make the Super Bowl, I'm gonna get a Joe Burrow poster.
Oh my God!
And it's going on my wall.
If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, I will buy you a Joe Burrow jersey.
Yo, y'all heard that right there.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're not gonna win. They're gonna lose this week. All right. So you think that the Bengals will come back and beat the Chiefs in the fourth quarter? I'll give my fourth quarter comeback later on in the week. Last topic for today. This news literally just came out on my way home. Antonio Brown wants to play for the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Did you see that?
What?
Yes, he was on a show. And they said, "What's the next team you want, or what's the next quarterback you want to play for?" And he said, "Action Jackson." Antonio Brown wants to play for the Ravens.
That's such a no. Well, wait a second. But the thing is, if he went to the Ravens, that would be the Ravens' first true wide receiver one.
Hollywood
They'll
Brown's
have
also
for,
Antonio Brown's cousin.
Lamar.
You can't forget that too. There's a relationship there. It could happen. They're cousins.
Marquise Brown has bricks for hands. Like, he is solely the reason why Lamar looks so bad. And then Sammy Watkins doesn't contribute to that either.
After week one, Sammy Watkins is non-existent after week one.
The Ravens spent money for 1 week of production from a wide receiver. It's unbelievable. They could have had Juju, and they wanted Sammy Watkins.
Juju got injured though, so I mean, there's a lot of unpredictable variables there. But do you think Brown really goes to the Ravens, or you think this is just up in the air stuff he's just saying because he can say it?
I'm not going to put anything behind them. I think it will be up to Lamar probably at the end of it, because it's going to be someone Lamar has to put up with and someone to throw with or throw to. So I feel like their coach, I forgot his name. It's
John Harbaugh.
Yeah, no, it's John.
Yeah.
He'll probably discuss it with the whole team, because when it's someone like Antonio Brown who carries so much controversy with him, you kind of got to like ask the whole team about it, make sure everyone's okay with it before you move in on it. But I wouldn't see it as an issue.
I say no, strictly because of who their coach is and how he rolls. John Harbaugh is a good coach. I don't think
he just doesn't like good wide receivers.
I don't think he's gonna allow a distraction like that to come to the locker room. I don't think he will. Everything that's happened with Antonio Brown, I don't know. Especially with a lot of young wide receivers in that room. Is it the smartest thing to bring somebody like that in the locker room? I don't know. I mean, he's been right every single time. He was right about Bruce Arians. He was right about the Raiders. He was right about the Steelers. But at the same time, I don't know. I just think John Harbaugh is a coach that has a lot of pride in his work. I don't think he'll allow Antonio Brown to come in and stir up the pot for no reason.
That's the same issue with Deshaun Watson, is that he could be a great quarterback, but is a team really going to want him with all the press that he's going to bring with him? I mean, it's like a decision the team has to make. Like, everyone in that team has to make.
But yeah, that's about our show right there. We just wanted to talk about the divisional round, the upcoming NFC Championships, and then this last thing with Antonio Brown. My final thoughts going into the NFC Championship. I still hate Jimmy Garoppolo. The Giants should still not be an NFL football team. They are freaking horrendous. They are terrible. Free my boy Daniel Jones. And any last words from you, Mr. Sleet?
Blocked punt.
Blocked punt. Make sure to follow Sleet. Social media is down below. I have it sorted down there. Make sure to follow our TikTok and our Twitter as well. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll be back later on this week to talk about some more 49ers news.